Hi everyone, welcome to Tanya
and Tianna
English. I'm Tanya.
And I'm Tianna. And today we have a listening exercise for you where we're going to answer some random questions for you about each other. So
stay with us. So today you have the opportunity to improve your listening skills and also learn a little bit more about Tianna and I. Mm-hmm. So you may remember in a previous video, we'll put the link below, and we'll also put, what do you call those things on the end? A thing that you can click on.
A link?
It's a link, but it's like a little picture, a thumbnail. I don't know what it's called, but at the end of the video, I'm not a very technical person in case you didn't notice, but at the end of this video, there will be a little picture of the other video that we use this same book on. So you can click on that to see the other video, and actually that was just with me at that time. So
yeah.
But for today we're going to use that same book called 3,000 Questions About Me. And we're going to use random questions, like I think Tianna said in the beginning, which means that we don't know which questions we're going to use ahead of time. Okay, so we'll start. I'll ask Tianna one. Let me see. I might know the answer to this one. You might get to see some interesting mother-daughter dynamics in this one. Okay, question number 2,155. Do you need to learn how to say no more often?
No. Yeah, sometimes I could learn to say no a little more often. So
I think the majority of people, often we will say yes to something when really maybe we're too tired to do it, or we just need to say, no, I'm sorry, I'll have to do it next time, or no, thank you, something like that. In fact, in our culture, here's a little cultural thing. It is considered kind of rude. It's changing for sure. But if someone offers you food, especially maybe 20 or 30 years ago and before that, it was considered polite to say yes, even if you were so full you couldn't eat it. But more and more, we're starting to change that cultural thing and say no when you mean no.
Yeah.
Okay, your turn.
All right.
Pick one that's not too hard.
I'm going to pick a really hard one. All right. Oh, that would be a really hard one. Let's pick a different one.
Thank you.
All right. This one's kind of interesting for America.
Okay.
Number 1,436.
All right.
Do you prefer Walmart or Target?
I can't remember if I answered this in a past one, but I can say that I personally prefer Target. I know that a lot of people prefer Walmart, and I think one of the reasons I might choose to go to Walmart is either if it was a lot closer, or because their prices can sometimes be really low. So they have really inexpensive, good prices.
Yeah.
But I love Target the way their stores are. I like the customer service at Target. I have actually been going to Target for most of my life. When I was a child in Oklahoma, my younger brother and I used to ride our bicycles to the Target, which was, at that time it seemed really far, at least 5 miles. To the Target. So I have a little bit of a sentimental thing for Target as well.
Interesting. So. I didn't know that, but I did know what she would answer. So
yes. Would you say Target?
Yeah, I would say Target.
All right. Did you mark that one?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
I was just going to say there are certain things that I might be like, oh, I know that's at Walmart and I know it's probably cheaper, so I'll go get it there, but usually I want to go to Target.
Okay. This one is number 2,211, so 2211. Have you ever ridden on a motorcycle, and would you?
I have not ridden on a motorcycle.
Really?
Yeah, really.
You never had a ride on Mark's motorcycle?
Nope.
She is a good mother.
I know.
I only say that because motorcycles are so dangerous, but of course, go ahead with would you?
I don't know if I would, actually. I think probably not. Right now, I would probably say no. Yeah.
Yeah, you know, I just have to say as a mom, I like that answer. However, as a not mom, if there is whatever, I think that if you have an opportunity to go with someone who is a very safe driver and you're wearing a helmet and you're in a safe area, everyone else in the world except for you or my other children, it's fun. It's fun to ride a motorcycle. I have both driven a motorcycle and I've had a ride with someone else on a motorcycle. It can be a little scary, but...
And this is perhaps a little off topic, but we have discussed this before on a road trip we went on, where we rode horses through Monument Valley, and we got to gallop through. It was really cool, and we were saying how even though I've never ridden on a motorcycle, I think I can safely say I'd rather ride a horse than a motorcycle.
Yeah, I think for me, just a personal preference, I would also rather ride a horse, and it is really cool. Maybe sometime we'll tell you about our trip to Monument Valley. Let us know if you'd like to know about that, or Monument Valley in general, and where it is and what it is. It was a really fun family trip.
It was really cool.
That we took, yeah. Okay, is it your turn?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think so.
Where's the pencil?
All right. This is kind of different.
Okay.
Number 1,850 or 1850. What type of contest do you think would be fun to judge? I'd never think to ask that question.
That's a good question. Boy, that's hard to come up with quickly. What kind of contest would be fun to judge?
Fun to judge.
Fun to judge. Well, gosh, I'm just going to say I'm not a big contest person.
Yeah.
I don't like to say this one is better than that one, especially if it's between children. So, but I guess if I had to pick a contest that would be fun, I think it would be fun to judge something where people make maybe some type of food that I've never tried before. So I had a friend who once judged a salsa contest. He was always talking about this salsa contest. And I think there were a lot of different salsas there. So something like that, but of course I've tasted salsa. Something that I had never tasted before, so that I could, you know, kind of come at it with a blank palate. In other words, I had never tasted it. I don't know how it's supposed to taste, what's good or bad, but really choose the one that I like the best. I guess that's what I would say. How about you? Do you have any ideas or no?
Yeah, I think I would like, well, I don't know. It's hard to say because, I don't really, I feel like it would be hard to choose someone. So, for example, I was going to say I would want to judge like a singing contest or something, because I used to like to watch singing shows with my sister a lot. Well, actually all of us. Yes. Kind of, we watched that for a while.
But I think it's safe to say that you and your sister are really into it. It's kind of your thing.
Yeah. So I think it would be fun, maybe even just for a little bit, not for a long time, but yeah, mostly just to see it in person. I would probably rather be in the audience than actually judging. But actually, I have judged poetry contests before, but that's because they pick random people from the audience. So
okay,
yeah.
So I noticed I said something that maybe could be an idiom, but we often say, like I said, you could safely say that's your thing. So when I said that about Tianna and her sister, that's kind of their thing, what I mean is it was something that the two of them did together a lot. It was their special thing as sisters.
Yeah.
So, okay, your last question. I'm going to go for a lower number this time and see what happens. Okay, question number 303. Thank you. Which do you prefer, ponytails or pigtails? First, tell us what those are.
So a ponytail is just like gathering your hair with one at the back, kind of like I have now, but a little, it's all up.
Yeah, show them ponytail. Show them with
So,
yeah, that's a ponytail.
that's a ponytail.
Okay.
A pigtails would be two, usually like this.
Yeah, and also their pigtails are usually braided.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
where you take three strands of hair and do them like this, and they're braided. So which do you prefer, ponytails or pigtails?
Probably ponytails, just because it seems like, I don't know, it's an age thing. Usually, if you're younger, you wear pigtails. Well, you might wear either, but you're more likely to wear pigtails. And as you grow up, usually you only do ponytails. I almost got them mixed up.
Right, and
Yeah.
I know for myself when I had longer hair that ponytail was much easier. You can just grab all your hair and put it all together. But that's another cultural thing. You may have heard me mention my favorite childhood book before was Little House on the Prairie, or is Little House on the Prairie.
Yeah.
I think it was right here. Little House on the Prairie, and it would be a great book to read because it's written in a very easy and simple way, and it's written about prairie life. It's how the West was discovered, I guess, and not discovered, but developed. That was the word I was looking for. And it took place in the late 1800s. But one of the things that they point out there has to do with ponytails and pigtails. At that time, and it's still that way a little bit, but at that time, little girls wore pigtails. And they would really look forward to the time when they were a little older and they could wear their hair down, like Tianna has hers down right now. This would be like the bigger girls could wear their hair like that, like your sister or something. Maybe your older sister got to do that and you didn't get to do that. So that's a little interesting little tidbit there. So my last question.
Oh, yes. All right. Let's see. Question 530. What is your favorite piece of jewelry?
Okay. I did answer that one before. So let's go to another one. I
All
answered
right.
that in the one that we'll leave the link below. Funny, out of 3,000 questions, we pick one that I already answered.
All right, let's do a different page.
Okay.
This is kind of a goofy one. Question 1193. Are you a hat person?
Am I a hat person? Now, that is an interesting way of wording it. What they mean is, do you like to wear hats? So you could say, are you a cat person? Do you like cats?
Dog person.
Are you a dog person? Do you like dogs? Are you a music person? Are you into music? That kind of thing. So, am I a hat person? Okay, well, I'd have to say no, I'm not a hat person because I almost never wear one. However, I do wear hats. I like hats. I wear them a lot, especially if I'm hiking out in nature to keep the sun off my face. But to me, a hat person is someone who wears hats like a lot. And I don't do that very often.
Me either.
Yeah.
Hardly ever. So, yeah.
Okay, I hope that it was interesting for you to learn a little bit more about us and to have some chance to improve your listening. We would love to know what your answer is to some of these questions. So if you don't remember, rewind and listen to some of those questions and let us know your answer in the comments below. That's it for today, and we'll look forward to seeing you in the next video.
Bye.
Bye.